Hey guys, I'm Mike. He's buffering Tim.
I thought I was going to come in buffering. I thought I was. I was like, oh, here we go.
And this is the board game rundown. And we are live from our basements because we cover games
from top to bottom. I thought you were going to say it, Mike. Oh, I'm buffering.
Nope, top to bottom. Gotcha.
Buffering.
There we go. That's right. If you have checked your calendar, you have probably noticed several things. One, it is Wednesday, which means it is Whiskey Wednesday. Whoop, whoop. But that's just one thing. Wait, there's more. It is also a new year. Oh, now you got to remember to write us 3 for like the next month. That's right. Our first Whiskey Wednesday of 2023. Tim, I feel like we've started a new tradition here, haven't we?
We have.
I think. Now, I also have to ask, were you expecting the Christmas music again?
I was disappointed.
Really?
Well, I mean, I was like, wait, we saw the Christmas thing? We got to update that. That's what I saw.
That was intentional. I'm not usually a gigantic Christmas person. I like the trap jingle bells. I like that jazzy intro. I needed it one more time, and I needed everybody to know that I needed it one more time. It will go away next week. So
it's fine. You were the New Year's Grinch. Like, hey, everybody, make sure you're not using apostrophes and plurals and possessive, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna let you have your Christmas present. You know.
Wait a minute. Speaking of Christmas presents, didn't you get a new phone?
I did.
Wait a minute.
It's supposed
but
to
you're still buffering?
It's supposed to help with that, but we'll see what happens. New phone, who dis?
That's crazy, because I also got a new phone, so we have a crossover! Oh! No, actually, somebody got me new phone, who dis, as a late Christmas present.
I'm kind of glad I was buffering during that because that looked really loud.
That's perfect. It was. I'm sorry.
That looked really loud.
Okay, I'll move it back. So, yikes. I'm sorry. The coughs are loud, aren't they? Jeez. All right. Sorry. Yeah. I decided to go ahead and just pull 2 cards randomly out of the box. And this is just like all the games you hate. It's a comparison game. My friend thought he was getting me What Do You Meme? And instead he got me New Phone Who Dis from the makers of What Do You Meme? I've never played What Do You Meme?
It is it's a nice gesture.
It is. Thank you, Dustin. Okay, so I'm not going to be a snob. I'm going to play it for the first time, and we're going to do it here live. No, I'm just going to show you 2 cards. These are the 2 randomly pulled cards I pulled from the box. And you've got, an inbox card, and you need to pick the best reply. Okay? So, hey, Roomie, can my niece take a
Good God.
Okay. Hey, Roomie, can my niece take a dump in your bathroom? I just cleaned mine. That was the random card that I pulled. If you think I'm lying, there's the card.
I believed that.
I'm sure everybody does.
Out of that game, I believe that 100%. I was not like, oh, I can't believe that's in a game. No, that is 100%. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Nix. See, somebody understands me.
Dude,
Nix,
I posted that
good
comment
to see you,
ages
buddy.
ago. I posted that comment ages ago.
Too busy pulling out these super deep and interesting new phone Who Dis cards. I knew
Jonathan, I
I
am
knew
I
that
am
was
coming
coming.
over to your side. Like
I've already
real
laughed.
fast.
We're gonna laugh more. Tim's gonna laugh at this one, and I've played some Cards Against Humanity. I've laughed till I've cried at it, but doesn't mean I love the game or think it's really a great game. But I have laughed. Here's the random card I pulled. So as a refresher, I'm sorry, it's been a minute. Got a little distracted. Hey, Rumi, can my niece take a dump in your bathroom? I just cleaned mine. What can I say? Life's a beach and I'm just playing in the sand. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I
would not pick that one.
That is one of my most played games of 2023 now, actually. So
just by you doing that.
yeah, because I've only played 3 games this year.
Fair.
So Tim,
yes.
It is Whiskey Wednesday. What are you drinking?
This is the last gasp of that Maker's Mark. Yep. And I've got a brand new gigantic ice cube in there that
nice. Well, I don't think I see him on the stream tonight. We got crickets from somebody. I'm just gonna assume it was one of Tim's jokes. Anyway. Hey, what up? Jeff. Our buddy, fan of the show, came into town to play games this weekend and brought this from the Ironfish Distillery in Michigan, finished in maple syrup barrels. I obviously drank some this weekend. I don't know if you could tell. I drank some this weekend. Mine. All right. I told Tim I was excited about the stream tonight. I was feeling a little spunky. Not because I've drank any of this yet. But yeah, I didn't get to do a full stream last week. First one of the year. Got a different whiskey here. It's good to be the king. Tim. Damn it. So Tim has a new phone. And he's still buffering. And we were blaming the phone at one point.
I'm just holding positions now to see what happens.
All right. Well.
Oh, dang. Just wait, Mike. There's gonna be a comment coming for you. There it is. Boy. There it is. Look at that.
All right. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and take our first sip of whiskey of the night. Cheers to Ironfish.
Cheers
and Rob Silver for bringing this.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you, Rob. I was glad you showed up.
It was. I don't think he's in here yet. I'll make sure he knows I'm drinking that whiskey he brought when he does. Okay. So, Tim, couple orders of business, I guess. Number one, we successfully gave away Frosthaven. That's done, completed. Congrats to Millman.
Right. 100%. Amazing.
It was awesome that we were the first channel that we know of to give away Frosthaven.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
We didn't even threaten to destroy it. We just gave it away.
No, we just said that's what we want to do with this copy. Now, we're also giving away another game, Tim.
We are. It's a new phone. Who dis? We're gonna give somebody Mike's copy just so I don't have to play it. No, we are actually. I'm sure you guys know because y'all are here all the time and you're amazing and wonderful people. But we are giving away a copy of Flamecraft right now. You've got a week to comment with your favorite dragon on that video, or just comment anything. But yeah, we are really excited to have the opportunity to do that. Andrew, get on there and comment anyway.
I know, right?
Because what you can do is give that.
He was going to say, give it away to people in your game group or someone you know, or save it as a gift for someone else. As you were saying,
what I was going to say. No, yeah, give it away to people in your game group. Get in there, enter. Do the thing. But seriously, also nice of you to let other people have a chance. So, you know,
We would
hopefully
it would be cool if we saw like somebody in our Discord that won it. So that's the other thing.
right.
Or in our comments, and we see on our Facebook. We want one of you guys to win. Not that we have any problems with anybody winning. But. Okay.
Trevor, you can have it. You won it. You just won it right now. I will go to Mike's house after he's passed out from drinking too much Iron Fish. And
yeah, well, I went with a regular sized glass this week. I also didn't want to rep the Purdue mug.
Look, dude, it was a rough weekend for you guys. Notre Dame had a much better weekend. We're not counting basketball because Mike Bray's got to go. But the football team ended on the best note possible. So I'm going to take it.
Yeah, you go ahead and take it. I get it. I
Listen.
don't like that your old head coach gets a cheap, inflated score bowl win on his resume right out of the gate.
Okay, so hold on, everybody that doesn't like sports. I'm going to apologize because I got to go into this for like 3 minutes real fast. Because Mike and I are both passionate about sports. We love our sports teams, but we're passionate about sports, right? Here's my problem is that LSU was playing a vastly depleted Purdue squad. Literally no coach. You don't have your wide receiver that's going to the NFL. You don't have your quarterback that's going to the NFL.
What's up,
Ron? Oh, Ron, you need to stick around for this list we're going to talk about tonight. But anyways, so not only is Purdue like vastly decimated, I mean, their ranks are decimated. Those guys showed up to play, and LSU acted like every time they scored a touchdown, those players acted like they never scored a touchdown before in their lives. They acted like a bunch of idiots. They're getting unsportsmanlike celebration penalties when they're 4 and 5 touchdowns up, which is ridiculous. Show some class. Act like you've been there. The coaches don't reprimand them. Nothing. They just let it go. And it was just disappointing to see Brian Kelly, who I respected for what he did at Notre Dame, to let his team act the way that they did. And all of those kids down there just acting like damn fools. It was shameful, 100% shameful. They were being chippy when they're winning by 56 points. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on, guys. What do you want? Do better. Do better. That's all I'm going to say. I was really disappointed. And I watched the Purdue basketball game, and Purdue was getting absolutely jobbed on a bunch of calls at the beginning of the game before I stopped watching. And I guess Rutgers is the team that knocked them off last year, right? They spoiled their undefeated season last year too. Or Rutgers? Didn't Rutgers get them both?
Yeah,
times?
both years. This time at home. But I mean, when you shoot 24% in the first half, get down by double digits at home, you kind of deserve what happens to you. They had a shot at the end, but ultimately you can't shoot. Don't deserve to win.
Yeah,
they got even foul trouble. Some of those calls were weak.
That foul trouble early was really weak, but I will say over to what is Andrew's nickname? Boy Shorts? Is that what they called him earlier? Boy Shorts? I forget in the one comment. Welcome. I know it wasn't Boy Shorts. It was like Short Dagger or something, but I want to call him Boy Shorts. Man, Jason, they didn't make Snow Angels, but that was pretty disgusting too this weekend. And I hate the Colts. I love watching the Colts lose. And that was just really poor.
It was
poor behavior. So, anyways, guys, sorry, I had to get that off of my chest. It's easy for me to be happy because my team won. They looked pretty good despite 2 interceptions for touchdowns, but the defense only gave up 17 points, and that ain't bad. If your defense only gives up 17 points every game of the season, you should win every game of the season because you should be able to hang 3 touchdowns on anybody at any time. So if you think you're a championship caliber team, or unless you're Iowa can't score no touchdowns on anybody.
That's true.
But anyways,
all right.
Those are my rants.
So Tim, I'm actually going to go ahead and kind of jump into stuff here because I actually feel like we have a good amount of content and don't need a lot of filler. We can jump. We can fill afterwards. So I'm not going to have an overly long intro tonight.
Let's get into the list.
So what we're doing tonight, guys, we have. First of all, we're not the Dice Tower. We're not We're not a huge channel. We'd like to think we're up and comers. We'd like to think we'll keep getting bigger, thanks to all of you guys. But, ooh, ha, ha, ha.
Henrik, put a pin in that because I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Ooh, yeah. So what I'm getting at is we don't get to play every new game that comes out. We like to. We did play a lot of new 2022 games, but we made a list of games that were new to us in 2022, including games that came out in previous years that we played for the first time this year. Okay, we already filmed our top 10. Top 10. Uh-oh, wow, I lost him even. Wow. Jeez, okay. So we filmed our top 10. I'll just continue the intro to the list. There he is. Crazy. Top 10. Hey, there he is. And Rob, it is going down in the Iron Fish tonight. Just saying. So anyway, just introing the list. We filmed our top 10. The top 10 will be out tomorrow, and you'll get to see those. Wow, Tim, it's kicked him twice now. I'm kind of gonna maybe wait this time. I mean, yeah, that is true, Rob. People come for the filler. There's still gonna be plenty of filler, dude. I mean, I'm still just looking at comments. Where the hell did Tim go? He's not even. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't. So it's the Mike Show. Hello. This was once again another ploy by yours truly to have the mic all to myself. A hot mic, if you will. Not me, the mic. Well, yeah, I mean, sure, Andrew. You better have a list. And yes,
yeah,
yes, Rob.
Sure,
I don't even know what he's got on his internet hamster wheel this time.
It's somehow worse. I've never been kicked off, much less twice. That was really weird.
Yeah. All right. So again, this is our new to us of 2022.
Right.
Tim, before we jump into it, do we want to do a kind of brief 2022 breakdown? Do you have like plays, stuff like that available?
I mean, I could tell you off the top of my head because it's on my phone, so I can't really look it back up. But I can tell you off the top of my head, like some of the games I played the most. Do you want me to do that right now? I could do that right now.
Roll into them.
Okay, yeah. So one of the games, though, it's not on any list because I'm not sure that it's out to be purchased yet. Is Kites? I got Kites at the end of the year. Thanks to Mingo from Quackalope, he picks it up. He picked that up for me at PAX. That game can take 10 seconds to play, literally, or you're done in a few minutes, even if you win. So I've played that game a ton of times already. And it's a lot of fun. It's just a really nice light filler. We will have a review for that soon.
It was fun.
Marvel Remix was a game that I played a ton, but again, these are like light, smaller games, and some of that is because
so am I.
Some of that is just because of the nature of now that we've gotten into doing this show and really putting an effort into cranking out as much content as we can, and just really, really, working hard to get new videos and new games out to you. I don't get to play a ton of games over and over and over again. So a lot of my multiple plays are like Ready, Set, Bet, and lighter fare that I can kind of bang out. I still play DC Deck Builder, play 5 or 6 times this year. There's a few things. But if I could, I would play Ankh 20 times a year.
Well, yeah, of course.
I would. There's a game on my list tonight. I don't want to spoil it, but it's going to get a lot more plays this year than it did last year. And that's because now my family's played it and they are requesting to play
what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. That was
Which is
great
why
trade then.
which is why I want Ron. No, this is why I want Ron to stick around, because this is a game from
Oh,
Brazil.
yes, that
But
one.
yeah, the other
one you played with your
game is on my list as well. 'Cause-
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, I played a lot of games this year. I had 389 plays. That actually slowed down during the holidays this year. I was like trending for almost 500 plays through like July, and yeah, things slowed down a little bit the last month. But my most played game this year, of course, I log every round as a play because you can win or lose in a round. I had 25 plays of The Crew.
Okay.
And I will say, like an hour of that, which was probably 8, 9, maybe 10 rounds, was at your birthday with Patrick and your sister.
Oh, sure.
We sat and played a bunch of rounds of that. And
They love The Crew.
yeah, that game is so fun, man. I love the cooperative nature of a trick-taking game. That I've never seen that done. It's extremely tense, especially when it comes down to the last hand, because
Right.
you know somebody's got that card that the commander needs. It's just what order are they going to come out? Love it. Very tense game. The Crew made my top 50 because of how much I played it this year. Cubitos at 19 plays. I mean, that's not going to surprise anybody that's heard me talk
Right.
about board games in the last 6 months. Decrypto got 18 plays. Ganshon Clever got 16 plays.
Oh yeah. If I tracked games I played on my app, I mean, I probably played
That
200 games of Star Realms.
no apps. No apps.
Right.
Don't log them.
Right, because I played Ganshon's Clever on the app solo all the
I played
time.
that a lot this year too.
So
But I'll round it off. I'm stopping at games I played 10 or more times. Long Shot the Dice game with 15. The Mind, yes, The Mind with 13. Ready, Set, Bet 11 already. And then Fantasy Realms 10.
nice.
So those are all my dimes, 1 quarter in there. So, all right. So, Tim, we're going to, I guess, jump right into these.
Let's do it.
Afterwards, we can have honorable mentions. We may talk about some of my surprises and disappointments from this year, because that'll get into some fun little rants.
Let's get through the list first.
Get to the list first. Even though this is our 20 through 11, I don't have those numbers. So we're going to use number 10. And Tim, you're going to go first with your number 20, but actually it's your... I still want to use those, man.
No, it's all good. It's all good. My number 20 is a cute little game that comes in a bag that was recommended by a friend on Facebook, and we were fans of another podcast together, Board Game Mechanics. Fred over there recommended Bag of Chips. Bag of Chips
Yes!
is just a goofy,
Nice.
fun, really like
Fun.
hard decisions to make, like as of what
Yes.
cards you're going to keep and score. It plays very quickly. The rules are very simple. It's very straightforward, but at the same time, it is very difficult to win and score points on that. So Bag of Chips is my number 20.
I just got busted. No, I played it. I played it 7 times in 1 weekend.
Oh,
So it's just one of those games, man. There's sometimes, there's some games you can just play back to back.
mhm.
So I am starting this off with a very old game. And I've wanted to play this game for a while. I finally tracked it down earlier this year, aka 2022, because this year means 2022, because we're going to screw that up all night. Anyway, you know what we mean. This year is 2022. Okay, so it's a Knizia game. It's an auction game. It's an old game. And I finally played it on Saturday, and I loved modern art.
Oh, right on. Never played it.
Really enjoyed this game. It is a very straightforward auction game where you're buying.
This makes my heart happy.
It
This makes
does.
my
It
heart
does.
happy.
I see, Tim. If I would have known that, I would have just snatched up nacho chips at fantasy. I'll probably do it Sunday anyway. I'll wait for him to stop buffering or whatever he's doing. But modern art, very simple auction game. You're trying to collect sets of paintings, and the sets are the artists that made them. And the more of an artist's paintings get sold during that round, the more they're worth. After 5 of that artist's paintings have been played, you stop the round and then you rank them. So every artist who gets the most sold paintings, those paintings are worth 30. Second place, they're worth 20. Third place, they're worth 10. Then you do it again for another round. And you're playing these cards and you're auctioning them. But every card has a totally different style of auction. You can do just, free form shout out auction. Hey, 5, I'll take 6, I'll take 7. You can do just one bid around the table. You can do a blind bid in your hand. You can do a double auction where two paintings are actually up for auction. And so the auctions feel very different. But each round, you're going to place the paintings based on whether they sold the most, the second most, or the third most. Each round, they're going to be worth 30, 20, and 10. Then that becomes cumulative. So at the end of the round, you're going to sell the paintings you bought for that total amount that accumulates through the game. So by the 4th round, if one guy nice, Rob bought it. At that final round when like some of those paintings are worth like 120 and you're putting a ton of money in there. I just really like the way the value changes of stuff from round to round. I like the varying of auctions. I knew I would love this game. That's why I tried to track it down for a while. It went out of print. I found a guy selling it for a fair. I got it off Facebook, one of those buy sell trade groups. I am so glad, man. Modern art, I really enjoyed that. That's how much I truly love auction games. It was great. I'm just looking. Yep. See, yeah. I mean, yeah. I thought it was awesome. I was kind of filling until 10 got back. But yeah, buddy. Modern art is just a really great, simple auction game. I will say just an honorable mention teaser. I'll just say it now. I did not have Nightmare Productions in my top 20 this will make. I chose modern art. I actually liked modern art better. I did. And I
haven't played it, but Nightmare Productions is not on this list because it's on a different.
It's on your other list. I liked it, but man, when I played this one, I'm like, no, this one's a better auction game in my opinion. The way values are created each round is really cool. So anyway, I was filling time.
You're good. Let's go to number 19 then.
Number 19. I'm like stalling getting to these.
Okay, so my number 19 is a game that a lot of people might not have heard of unless you watch the show. It's a cute, little, fast, easy to play game that I actually kind of enjoy quite a bit. I think it's clever. It's got sort of a rock, paper, scissors aspect to it. And
You're sneaking Happy Salmon on another list? What is with you?
Yeah, Tim? I bought a new copy and I played it for the first time last year. No, this is Monsters and the Things That Destroy Them.
Yeah, nice.
This is a nice little thematic, very small box, deck game, of cards. And depending on what theme you're playing, right, you can play with like the 80s horror movie monsters. You could play with like mythological sea creatures, or you could play with the universal monsters. So basically you're trying to, it's sort of like Fantasy Realms Light. You are building your hand. You want to have the best 2 cards to try to score you points at the end of the game. But some of your cards can negate other people's cards. So do you just hope nobody negates your cards? Or are you trying to, or you just, go for the gold, right? And just hope that your combo of cards is going to, withstand what other people could be trying to do to cancel you out. There's a little bit of memory involved because things are getting discarded, but things get discarded face down. So you're not always sure what is, and you got to remember what cards kind of came out there. So anyways, it plays very quickly. It's a lot of fun. It's friend of the show, Joey Vigor. He was really awesome to us with he sent us preview copies. He talked to us a ton at Gen Con. We reviewed his Stranger Things game, which is a reskin of Growl. But I love Growl, so if a Stranger Things version of Growl gets that into people's hands, like,
right?
Hey, I love it. And also, It's awesome that a small independent publisher gets picked up by a big game company.
Right.
That gets picked up, and it gets a massive IP slapped on it. I mean, just great.
Massive IP.
Great. Congratulations. That's amazing news. But yeah, this is a small little game. He had a successful Kickstarter for it a few months back, and we've talked about it before on the show. But Monsters and the Things That Destroy Them, it's a game that I enjoy quite a bit.
I don't see that you have any boxes yet, Tim. What's going on here?
What do you mean boxes?
Of the games. You have that one, don't you?
Hell yeah.
I need a visual aid. Come on.
All right.
Jeez, I'm kidding. You don't have to get up. See, this is what happens. I give Tim That's going to be his only visual aid.
I mean,
that's
I
sad.
could
One
look
visual
over.
aid.
I could look over and see it on my shelf. This is sort of like a deluxe box, but there's the other.
It is cool art.
There's the other ones. It's goofy little cartoon art. This is the box cover on this one is basically like the 80s monsters. So they're, Sigourney Weaver cancels out the Xenomorph, but the Xenomorph can get you a bunch of points. There's the Blob, Leatherface, the Shape, which is Michael Myers,
Nice.
Pinhead, Terminator, so Chucky, things like that. It's a ton of fun. It's a cute game. I enjoy it quite a bit.
I like that art. Now I'm gonna force you to get your visual aid in the middle of the entry.
Dude, next time I'm buffering or when you go to the screen that's got the wrong number, I'm gonna go and then do it. I'll just start grabbing my games.
Okay. My number 9 is a friend of the show let me borrow this game. Really wanted us to get a review out, which hopefully we'll do soon, because I played it and with Bob and Dan, and I really enjoyed Terracotta Army.
Oh, hey, Jonathan, that's Ginger Scholar for everybody. Jonathan was very kind and let us hold on to this game for way too long so we can finally get it.
He has it back now, just so we're square. It is in his possession.
Thank you, Jonathan, for helping make that happen. I really do appreciate that, man. It was very nice of you.
The worker placement aspect of that is pretty interesting because you got these 2 dials where you get multiple actions that line up in one spot around the outer edge of the circle, and you can spend coins to spin them. And what you're doing is trying to build this grid up with as many of your figures as you can. You got like this, I don't know, maybe 10 by 10 grid that you're placing figures on, and this worker placement game gives you multiple ways to kind of pick up these figures and stick them on this grid. And the more you have of certain types, they get bonuses. Certain ones will get bonuses if they're standing in front of soldiers. Other ones will get bonuses depending how many of your figures are around them. So there's kind of that placement adjacency scoring that I think is really interesting in Foundations of Rome, for example. You're really having to be careful about where you actually place stuff. So yeah, the mechanisms were really cool. The grid placement brought it together. The being able to move, change the action spots. Although it often seemed like somebody would always take the spot I wanted, and I had to spend gold to like get that thing back. I can actually still go to a worker placement spot that someone else went to previously because I can spend gold to move it to an available spot for my worker. I thought that was pretty cool. Plus, you can upgrade your workers. You are only able to place one small worker on a spot. You can upgrade them, and then now you can also fit a bigger worker on the same spot. So a lot of really cool mechanics in that one. I didn't like kind of all the scoring was a bit much to like get through, but like all the game mechanics I really liked. So that was my diatribe on Foundations of Rome. Welcome back, Tim.
Yeah, I could hear you.
So okay.
And I wasn't vomiting in the background, so I know.
Oh. All right, well done. Well done. I guess that means we're on to number 18.
Okay, so my number 18 I don't own. But man, I'm dying to get this game. I'm actually dying to get both box versions because there's classics and then there's like mythology or mythological or something, and that is the Imperium.
I missed this one.
I don't want to call it a deck builder because it's not. It's kind of a deck builder, but you're also kind of like starting with like a base civilization, and you're working towards these goals, and they all play asymmetrically. And I really just was really impressed with how much fun the game was, and it had been hyped up to me, and it didn't disappoint. When we played this when we were at my sister's for Gen Con.
All of you guys came back talking highly of this game too.
And man, it was really good. It was really good. I enjoyed all of the different options that there are, which to me just means like, okay, so next time I play this game, I'm not going to be the Celts. I'm going to play somebody else. You know what I mean? And you just play it a bunch of different times, and just really, really was impressed with it. And I'm dying to play it again. I'm just champing at the bit to play it again, like ever since we played it that first time. And so to me, that was because I'm kind of obsessed with this game. Legends, yeah, Andrew. It's classics or legends. So when we played, I believe some of the people we were playing from both boxes. I think I had a classics faction, so I wrote down classics. When I have it recorded on my BGG stats, it's under classics. But I think somebody was playing as like the Atlanteans or something, right? So there were the legends one, and then I know somebody was playing as like the Egyptians. And Rob, the difference between them is just the types of units that they offer you up.
So this is where I pretend to fill in for Tim because I didn't get to play this one. All of them spoke very highly of it, and now we're stuck with a guy that didn't get to play it. As you were, Tim.
No, that's all right, man. I was pretty much done. So you can go into your 18. Imperium Classics was great.
Confession that there's only 2 games on this list that I own. We already saw one of them, so just want to throw that out there.
What do you mean? I mean, new phone, who dis?
Oh, you're spoiling my list. I didn't tell. How'd you know? Oh my god,
dude, that's in your top.
Oh,
10,
hold on. Let me check. I'm
11 through 20.
That's true. You gotta stay tuned for that video tomorrow. On that note, thinking that's possible, I'll sip this whiskey with Tim here. Ooh.
Dude.
Very intriguing.
I better get off my horse and get the other Imperiums then, so that then I can add Horizons to it.
Nice. Okay, so another game that I don't own. Bob does. I played it twice. We put out a review of it. Designed by friend of the show and Sir Glenn Drover. Mosaic, a story of civilization. I will tell you, I just want to throw this out there. I don't like the setup. Putting all those trade goods out, don't like the setup. But the gameplay, the engine building in that game is really good and turns zip around the table. I mean, I played that with 3 and 4, and turns go so quick. And there really isn't anything to AP about. The options seem pretty obvious, but the way that you can collect income and get these like resource generation engines going, meanwhile you're playing this Civ themed game, little tacked on. It's very abstract, but it gives you kind of an area majority to compete for, depending on the buildings you have in different regions or monuments in different regions that score differently, and building up towards these monuments that are big point scorers. Man, Mosaic is a really solid game. I just don't like setting it up. I don't even see myself buying it. But I really enjoy playing it. I do.
Yeah, that might have been mentioned on a list that we did just a couple days ago, but I don't remember. Not by me. I haven't played it, so that's why
I
don't
haven't.
remember.
I haven't watched all of that video. The surprises and disappointments. I only watched a little bit of that.
Not that one. Not that.
Our top 10.
Yeah.
I don't remember that being mentioned.
No, you weren't in on that, were you?
Our top 10 new to you?
Oh, you were in on that.
That one I was. Why don't I remember Mosaic being talked about?
Maybe Bob didn't talk about it. I thought Bob did.
I don't think he did.
I remember the setup being talked about that like quite a bit, and then
maybe he did. I don't know. Well, mine, because that's probably what, if he did, I don't know why I can't remember. But yeah, here we are. It's later. It's further back on my list.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
So I guess that means we go to number 17.
Okay, so my number 17 is yet another game I don't own. And that's okay, Mike, right?
It is.
Because you don't have to own every game, but I do want to own this game. This is a really light, fun party game that I have enjoyed playing every time I played it. They play it on another channel that I enjoy quite a bit, the Full 42, and that is Green Team Wins. Green Team Wins is a really fun, not really trivia game, because all you have to do is try to be lined up with you have to just be like-minded with everybody else answering. So you want everybody else, you want to have the majority of the answer, So somebody would be like, what's the best player color? Red, yellow, or green, right? And then everybody's going to write down on a dry erase board one of those three. And then you just reveal the dry erase board. And if you are in the majority, you flip it over. And it's just really fun. It's a nice party game. It's a really interesting twist because you don't need to know the answers. You don't need the answers to anything. You just need to, try to figure out what everybody else. Yeah, and Dan, you are correct. It is clearly blue. But I forgot what I said it. I was like, why did I say red, yellow, and green? Those are I like green, obviously. But blue is my go-to. But yeah. No, thanks, Watch. But anyways, that was for Dan also. Yeah. Green Team Wins. Really good. Lots of fun. I enjoy that game quite a bit. It will end up in my collection because it'll get played a ton. So that's my 17.
Played that a few times this year
that's
myself.
My jersey number when I play softball.
Fun game. Okay, my number 7, I do know, made Tim's top 10 of 2022. There's another spoiler. However, I'm like, there we go. I'm waiting for Tim not to be buffering anymore. But my number 7 is War of Whispers.
17. That's your 17.
Yes, my number 17 is War of Whispers. And I really like the way the mechanics work in this game. I like how, so you've got, 6 different factions or 5? I think 5.
I think 5.
And you're really trying to get a chip for each faction on your player board. One faction's worth more points than the rest, and they go in descending order of how many points these factions are worth if they control areas with castles or just have control of specific areas. So you're just trying to move these troops around. But what's interesting is anybody can move any troops based on the worker placement spot that you've picked. So it doesn't necessarily matter that you don't control blue. Maybe blue is who you're trying to get to score the most points, but other people can move blue too. So if they see you loading up all these blue troops in these areas with castles, they might try to send your blues out on kamikaze missions and unwinnable battles just to kill them off so that their territories aren't as strong. And that whole idea there just really was cool. I've never seen anything quite like that.
This game blew me away. It blew me away. I love this game.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. And the way the worker placement spots work is it's a circle around the board. Every color has the same actions. But you place a worker down and you'll get that action for that spot. If there's nobody placed behind you, you'll get every spot that's not covered after you. And so if somebody's behind you, they may get more of the placements, more of the actions out of the color you actually wanted. You have hierarchy, but they placed after you, and they'll get 3 actions to your 1. So many cool things going on in the game. I've almost bought it, but I only got to play it once. It was cool.
I get my hands on the deluxe edition because I friggin' love that game.
That's what we played. That was Bob's, and I definitely see how it makes a difference, making the castle stick up off the board.
Right, and I love that game even without the deluxe components. Right, I mean that's how good that game was to me. I just want to let Rob know. Rob, not only am I the party game guy of the group, I am the life of the party. I might be short and Irish and full of anger. If you're on the Discord, you'll know what we're talking about. But I'm also pretty fun most of the time. So, yeah, I'll wear that.
Okay, then on to number 16.
All right, my number 16. It's funny because Rob was just giving me a hard time about this. My number 16 is
another party game.
Kind of a party game. Platypus. Listen,
Nice.
dude, the way that Platypus works, where you are trying to guide someone into guessing the correct, the right word, right? By playing things that it's not. So like, for example, we had one game we were playing at Origins. Scarlett Johansson was the word we were trying to get somebody to keep on there. So you're trying to, like, a la Codenames, get people to eliminate things by playing cards, right? So like it would be like sloppy and ugly, and we're all playing these things, and it's like, well, that's clearly not Scarlett Johansson. That's the most basic way that I could use to explain it. It was a ton of fun. I've played this game a ton of times. It's one of my most played games of the year. It's really good. I love it. It's from Matago Games, and couldn't be happier to have Platypus in my collection. It's just great.
That one was pretty fun. I will say one word game that was new to me this year that is an honorable mention that I liked better than Platypus was So Clover. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I need to play that more. You have to think a lot more for That's So Clover. That's for sure.
You do.
That's for sure. You got to work for that game. You got to work for the win. Platypus, you can chill a little more. Like That's So Clover is almost not a party game because you can't be drunk. You can't just like wander into. You can't just wander into the room and be like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. Like, no, you got to really be like,
can't do those things.
There's a lot of heated discussions over which way you're laying that clover. A lot, because it's like, well, this could be this. This could be this.
No, it's definitely not a party game per se, but as far as word games go, I did like it.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's just a little more intense. So
yeah, party game for gamers.
Yeah,
maybe.
For sure. Okay, Mikey, hit us with your 16. What do you got?
My 16. This was a game I played with you earlier this year for the first time. And even though it came out in 2016, I finally got to play Tyrants of the Underdark. And that game was solid, man. That was a cool game. I've almost picked up a copy a few times, but I've been trying to buy newer stuff for the channel and stuff. But my gosh, yeah, Tyrants of the Underdark is fun. We just need to get around and play Bob's Copy sometime or something. But the way that it mixes deck building with kind of area majority, there's these areas you can move your guys to, and some guys have different movement. And oh man, yeah, the way that blended mechanics kind of felt ahead of its time, honestly, for a 2016 D&D themed deck builder. Like, wow.
Dude, that game is so good. And here's a testament to how good it is, Mike. Let me just put some context out there for everybody that Mike loves this game as much as he does. Mike and I had played our most epic game of Ankh right before we played Tyrants of the Underdark.
It's still one of my favorite experiences of the year, honestly.
We played my most epic game of Ankh. We had this merge. Mike and I merged, and the thing is that Mike and I didn't just merge. We Vulcan mind melded into an unstoppable strategy that guaranteed us a win for that game. I mean, Mike and I were just immediately in sync. That was amazing. And then we go and play Tyrants of the Underdark right after that. And that is a game that I was already down to clown for because I really like that game. Anyways, but the fact that that game still stood out to you and was not overshadowed by an amazing experience for a game that you love, that's just testament to how good that game actually is.
It is. And I'll tell you, it was in the conversation for my top 50 of all time. It's not quite there, but it's close. I mean, we do like a top 60 or 70. I'm talking about Tyrants of the Underdark, and that's one play, don't own it. So I
am batting 1,000 in that game, I believe. I think I won that game we played that day, and I won when Bob taught it to me. So I beat Bob at it, and then I beat a bunch of sharks that I just crushed it on at it. So it was like
nice.
Really good. It was a really good day for me. It's having a good morning. I don't know that I won any other games that whole weekend.
I think I was playing that game with a bunch of sharks. I don't think I know, and I didn't do that well, but it was awesome. I often don't care how I do. I tend to lose my first play or two usually. That doesn't bother me. Give me 3 or 4 plays of a game, and hey, I'll give you better competition. But if I'm winning my first play, something went wrong.
Well, here's the nice thing about gaming at Pat and Julia's. You could be playing with a bunch of sharks, and most of the time you don't know it because they're such nice people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the people in their groups, you know what I mean? The people they hang with. You'd never know that, like, oh, these people are going to mop the floor with you in a minute.
I was definitely the new player, but that's okay. I mean, yeah, really, really great game.
Yeah.
So we move on to 15.
I got it. I thought I had to get up to get it, but I already got it.
One he owns.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. This game is always going to have a spot in my heart, no matter what. But it's legit good. Okay. And it'll have a spot in my heart because the Stockton brothers took a chance on a podcast that probably had 250, 300 subscribers at the time. They sent us a preview copy of their Kickstarter game, Cult of the Deep. And then, so we did a video. They were really happy with it. We really enjoyed the game, which was awesome. Bob backed it. Dan might have backed it. Or Dan's brother maybe backed it. Anyways, Cult of the Deep. I have only ever emailed these guys. Only ever talked to them via email and maybe some Facebook Messenger. We go to Origins just this last year, and it's like, okay, Cult of the Deep's going to be there. Like, let's go meet these guys. These guys are the bomb. Cult of the Deep. I mean, the artwork is fantastic. The social deduction aspect of the game is really good. The dice mechanic is interesting. The asymmetric player powers, because it's basically like Bang, but 10 times deeper. No pun intended. But then to meet these guys, right?
Yeah, I unfortunately haven't played Cult of the Deep yet, but I did get to meet them at Gen Con, and they were all super nice guys, very hospitable.
Okay, so anyways, to meet these guys in person, just cold. We go walking up to their booth with masks on.
With masks on, because everybody was still making you do that in 2022. Origins and Gen Con.
Yeah, they made everybody wear masks at Origins. Anyways, we meet them, and they recognized us immediately, which was incredible. Like, because we know who we are. We know we're a small channel, whatever. We're not getting recognized, but they recognized us right away. And then they just treated us like they had known us for years. You know, they made sure we had a review copy. They made sure we had a play mat, and all these things, and like just so much fun. Nicest dudes. We hung out with them a little bit at Gen Con. I got to hang out with them a little bit, like after hours at Origins, and it just is one of.
Dang it. I thought his phone would fix this. It was really cool to meet them, though.
I know, dude. I'm getting into the good stories and I'm all excited. But honestly, meeting those guys and the experiences that we have had with them in person has just been one of the most rewarding experiences for me as a content creator. Because it's like, here's some underdogs that we're pulling for. We're underdogs. They're pulling for us. And they were just so supportive and kind and wonderful. And then you meet them in person and they're the same way. And I don't care what game they're putting out. I'm pulling for them. We already played Fortunes of Ravenshire, a prototype, a very early version. And I'm harassing them so that we can get a version so we can do a Kickstarter review,
and it looks great.
Dude, it's fun. It's legit good. And I just think that, like, these guys deserve a lot of credit for the work and the effort that they do. And yeah, Trevor, you're not going to be able to keep up because I don't know what's going on, man. But anyways, Cult of the Deep, it's really good.
Yes, I will take his word for it. No, I'm going to have to play it this year. I have to play it before we meet them again. It wouldn't be fair if I meet them again and I still haven't played their game.
Yeah, no, go for it, Go to the Deep. I love those guys. BA Games. Look for it. It's on shelves in game stores.
Nice. So since we're halfway through our list, do we want 2 more cards from Newfound Who Dis?
Nobody wants any of those cards.
That's what I thought. Okay. My number 5. Everybody's probably waiting for like when this would show up on my list because I did enjoy it. 15. Everybody else had it on their list in their top 10. Not Mike, though. I liked it. I just want to play it more. I think there's a lot to discover, and there's kind of this legacy element to my father's work that I want to dig further into that rabbit hole. I do. It is really good. I don't know where to rank it yet. It's beautiful. The components might be the best components I've ever seen in a Euro game. I mean, really. For a worker placement game, I don't know. It's wow. It's beautiful. I like the art style, the dark art style, and the theme, and that freaking binder of worker placement spots, man. That is so cool. I like that a lot. I got to play it more. That's all it comes down to. We all need to get a game in. Like every single, the 4 of you guys put that on your list. Maybe not Spencer because maybe he didn't play it. We got 4 of us that consider it one of the games, close to one of the games a year, and it's like we got to play it again.
Yeah, I don't want to give away what number it was, but it was definitely well into my list.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep spoiling your guys' lists.
No, dude, it's cool. Seriously, man.
I know.
Not everybody.
Only a couple.
This,
Yeah, right.
Right. So it's all good. It's all good.
The dozens of people that I'm spoiling your list for.
The ones of people you were spoiling my list.
But no, seriously, like we gotta get 4 or 5 people playing my father's work again. That just really needs to happen. So, okay, number 14. Uh-oh, he's stuck. He's returning though. Oh, we have no sound.
What?
Oh, there it is. We're good.
I was like, what?
Okay.
No sound?
We didn't for like a split second.
Okay. Excuse me. So my number 14, if Andrew's still hanging around, this game is on my list because of Andrew. And actually it solidified its place on my list because of Rob Silver. And that is the box is the actually
I want to
upstairs.
see what it is.
So
Nice.
I'm gonna say Everdell. I've got one of the expansion boxes down here.
I haven't played it, and I'm sorry, I'm dog sitting. So dog sitter duties. Talk about Everdell.
No, go do your thing, man. No, Everdell is. I know I'm late to the game. It's a very popular game. It's been a popular game for 4 years now, and I just really impressed. I knew the artwork would be good, right? The artwork looks great, but the engine building aspect of it is really good. I don't care about the tree, whatever, but I can't wait to play with the expansions. I played this with the in-laws just a few days ago. They loved it. They were like looking it up on Amazon. They're like, "Oh, can we buy Everdell?" I taught it to a coworker, and he loved it. You know, like it's just a really good, very accessible worker placement, engine building kind of game. And I think that it's one of those games that's deceptively heavy. There's a lot of tough decisions to make, and so you know, Jason, that's awesome, dude. I played Andrew's complete collection, and that box is ginormous because I saw his. But no, Everdell's great. It's really amazing. I'm way late to the party on it, but you know what? I'm really glad I'm here. I'm glad I made it and didn't miss out on the experience. And hopefully, Mike's not dying back there because it sounds pretty rough over there. But no, Everdell is really great. I have no complaints. The components just out of base game, regular Everdell are great. We stickered a bunch of Andrew's workers from his big box while we were playing, just like, you know, kill time between turns. But we played this with a teach 2 players in under an hour, you know, so I just love Everdell, and that's why Foundations of Rome sucks and is the worst game I've ever played. Hi, Mike. Welcome back.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Everdell is my number 14.
I still gotta play this. I haven't because it's just so popular that I just figured eventually somebody would just show me the game. And now there's just so much stuff for it that like I wouldn't know where to start. I'd rather just somebody teach it to me, and then, you know, I chase it down later. I will. So
yeah. Dan was putting on this. I think it was Dan that was putting on the spider sticker. Somebody had to put on spider stickers. It wasn't me. And man, those were tough to do. Putting on these stickers onto these meeples. I wish they would have just silk screened them, but you know, whatever. And then Rob, yeah, the going into the different seasons at different times aspect of the game reminds me of Tapestry, which came out later. But yeah, it's a thing that Tapestry does that I really appreciate because it doesn't grind the game to a halt. Everything just keeps moving. And actually, when I taught my in-laws, my brother-in-law, who finished first, still won the game, even though we all took a couple of turns after him. So I thought, like, okay, great, because when he finished early, it's like, okay, let's see how this goes, you know, scoring wise. Let's see, you know, can you still win if you finish 3 rounds before everybody else? And yes, you can. So really good, really fun. I just love the game. I'm a big fan of it. So that's my 14, Everdell.
Another one I really need to play. Okay, so my number 14, this is another game I actually played at the last JuliaCon. It was the first time I met, gosh, brutal coughs tonight. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm like muting my mic to prevent it from getting crazy. Jason and Katie from the Board Game Mechanics, who have a pretty okay show. They taught me Coimbra. And man, that is such a cool dice drafting game. I really like how you're rolling this like big pool of dice, and you're going to draft them based on, of course, their pip value and their color. But the pip value and the color has to do with there's like kind of 2 sections of the board after you draft these dice. You're going to use the dice for a bid for a card, and that card's going to either give you like an engine building power or a way to produce points. And then the other dice you draft, you use to activate different colored tracks, which are giving you better income or like bonus movements on this kind of little pick up a delivery mini board that's in the middle of the game. But mainly because, geez, I can't even talk without coughing too much. Gosh, Coimbra, the bidding was really cool. I like how the dice pips determine who gets first dibs on the card that you buy. So that made it very, very unique.
Yeah, I played Coimbra once. That was at a game store that's now gone. That was here in town, the Village Well. I thought it was really cool, and then never played it again. So it seemed
Yeah,
really
that's the
interesting.
thing.
It's very crunchy. You know.
Yeah, I just like the interaction a lot with that kind of bidding mechanism. Okay, so I guess that means number 13.
Okay, lucky number 13 was a game. It's my turn to spoil everybody else's lists because this game wasn't on my top 10 due to me, but I believe it was on everybody else's, and that is Planet Unknown from Adam's Apple Games.
Finally.
Yeah, no, Planet Unknown was great. I need to play it more. I've only played it twice, once digitally, which was really tough. And then once we played in person when we did the thing for the show. But yeah, I mean it's a great game. The rondelle or the spinning tray. So the active player basically gets to choose which pair of tiles they want to take, and then that leaves everybody else their choices. I mean, just that aspect of the game alone is so interesting, and the fact that it works so well is really good, right? Asymmetric player planets, if you want them, which for me,
you do.
Why wouldn't you? Like
you want them?
I always want that. Like I would always
asymmetric
recommend that.
Track boards too.
Yeah, I mean, just really,
amazing.
really neat.
So good.
I think that this game is going to get. I will get this game played a lot more. Leading up to it, but that Lazy Susan in the middle, man, it's great. And so, anyways, yeah, I love it, Jason.
I love how well it scales all player counts. It's probably my go-to game at 6 right now because there's 0 downtime. It's really plays in an hour, no matter how many people you have. Love that game. It just gets better and better every time I play it. Played it again this weekend. Loved it again. I love Planet Unknown. I have to buy a copy.
If I played it more, it'd probably be higher on my list. But right now,
it will. It will. When you realize how different every board plays, oh my gosh.
But right now, I'm happy with it at 13. I mean, I feel good about it.
No shame in that.
Game. It's a great game.
It was a stacked year of new games.
It's 100% a great game. So that's my 13, Planet Unknown.
Okay, so this is a game I don't know if I'll ever get to acquire. Tim will be glad that I'm finally talking about it. I got to play this game twice. We played it twice. The first weekend of JuliaCon. Lords of Vegas. Lords of Vegas is fantastic. I just hope I can get a copy someday because I think that theme is super fun. I love the way you're rolling dice to steal casinos.
When they restructure the Kickstarter and they actually get their heads out of their butts and do it the right way, when that new Kickstarter comes out, you're going to have the opportunity to get your hands on a copy that's decent without paying through the nose for it. But their problem is they tried to charge. They didn't try to charge the value of the game as in like what reasonably is MSRP. What they tried to do is charge secondary market prices for that game, and that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No, but while you're drinking, and I didn't mean to jump in too much. I was just trying to help cover while you were coughing and recovering. But that game is great. You're drafting, you're getting lots in this Vegas board, right? In this grid, and various lots on the strip, and then you get to choose what kind of casino you build there. And it's all a gamble because you don't know what card's going to come up next, which tells you which casino score. The game is just very well designed. It's very smooth. It plays very fast. There's tons of player interaction and lots of interesting decisions. I just love it so much.
I realized that this game and another game I mentioned tonight and several more that I love have a mechanic that I don't know how to name. And it is that mechanic where you're placing buildings, but you're doing so in a way where adjacency is the most important part of your placement. Because in Lords of Vegas, yes, you do want to try to collect sets, of those cards so you can collect income. But you also want to build next to people so you can try to roll and steal their casino.
Yeah.
Because it's a legitimate part of the game, and somebody's got this big thing built, but you roll higher and steal it. That game, I love it in Foundations. I love it in Terracotta Army. I love it in Chinatown. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that mechanic's called, but I really like that mechanic in like every game I've played it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it in Foundations of Rome because it's arbitrary, but I do like it in all the other games that I've encountered.
Yes, because of the steel mechanic. I think Tim would maybe like Foundations if the steel mechanic was gone. He wouldn't. He's stuck in his ways at this point. So we're beating a dead horse is what we're doing.
We'll get to that in the after.
Oh, the surprises and disappointments.
Yeah.
So you can hear you belabor an already dead horse. All right, let's move on to our 12.
All right, my number 12 is another game that was on definitely a couple of lists, but not on mine when we did our best new to me in 2022. And it's a great game. It's an amazing game. It's from a company that I just admire a lot. And you'll hear me talk about how much I admire them and the way that they do business in that video when you see our top 10. But it's Blood on the Clocktower, Pandemonium Institute.
Yeah, baby.
The fact that those guys do what they have done with that game, right? They have created the most expensive social deduction game on the market. But you can print and play it for free, and they support that. You can play online for free. They support that. They just give you all the tools to play their game. And if you buy it, great. And if you don't, you can still play it and enjoy it. And that is amazing because for me, I am a game collector, obviously, right? You look at all these games back here. But I love collecting games and having great games in my collection. But games are meant to be played. And the fact that these people have done everything they can to ensure that their game gets played by anybody that wants to is amazing to me. And I have never had a bad time playing Blood on the Clocktower. It's a ton of fun. It probably could be higher on my list, but I just haven't obsessed over it as much as you and Dan have. And that's not a diss. Because the love is well-deserved. It is well-deserved. I will never knock you guys for loving that game the way you do because it's great. And also, though, the way that game company conducts themselves, like, I just fully support 100%. I just love that, yeah, we've made this very expensive game, but we have made it so accessible to anybody that wants to play it. And I just admire that. I think it's great. So Blood on the Clocktower is my number 12. It is the gamer's social deduction game. Wolves of Mercia is like my favorite version of Werewolf, but like Blood on the Clocktower, I can't even classify as Werewolf because it is just next level, a whole different arena. So
I won't beat a dead horse either, but I'll talk about the last time I played it, which was Friday. And no, Saturday. Excuse me. You weren't there. That's right. And I got a little complacent. I kind of caught myself talking to the same people, wasn't collaborating stories, got a little complacent, and I got caught up in somebody's bluff and really got had. And it just got me thinking about, like, I kind of thought I had this game down, and you don't, because then when you think you have it down, somebody's going to find a way to bluff you, and you're like, no. I have so much more to learn about this game that I would not allow that to happen to me again. And
Right. No,
and I still find myself trying to improve how I play the game. And that makes a good game. I want to play it more to get better at it. And I feel like
Right.
I am. And that's just awesome. It's become my favorite experience in gaming. It is my surprise of 2022. I hadn't even heard of it until April. And now it's my favorite experience in gaming. I love the depth of bluffing in this game. And I love bluffing. I'm done.
So let me just say to K Smith real quick, because he said he's never played it. Sigh. I get it, dude.
Ooh.
Be in our Discord, okay? I'm just gonna say that. Get in our Discord and say, hey, will somebody play Blood on the Clock Tower? Because guess
We'll
what?
play it on Discord.
We can play it on Discord. I guarantee you, Dan will make time to run it. Jonathan will be there. We got a ton of dudes. There's basically already a set up group that will play that game. So
Squad.
if you really want to try to play it, man, we could play it virtually. You'll have a great time. And plus, if this matters to you, you could probably play with a bunch of rundown guys too. And
I
you
would play.
get to see our true
Just
colors.
pick a time. I'll play.
And Andrew, yeah, dude, BattleTech, also great company, love it, because it's like make your games accessible, man. Like if you want, I get it, you're a business, you need to make money, 100%, because I want game companies to be successful. But also, right, Blood on the Clock Tower, they're going to be successful anyways because they have made their stuff so accessible, and their following is fervent, and the people that support that game. Oh, sorry, K Smith, my bad, dude. But still, get in there. You haven't played it? Sounds neat. Get in there because we'll do it.
Oh my gosh.
We'll do it, dude. Yeah, even now, Rob's committed. No takebacks, Rob. No takebacks.
On that note, I should finish off the cup of whiskey he got me. I'll go to my number 2 after that.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done your number 2. We're still on my number 12.
Yes. Didn't get to play this one until recently. I just found this a really fascinating, crunchy worker placement game, and that is Wayfarers of the South Tigris.
Yeah.
Oh,
This could have
man.
been on my list.
Oh, man. It's crunchy, though, and that's why, but it was good crunchy. It gives you a lot of tough decisions. There's a lot of options. But what is amazing to me is how many unique mechanics are in this game that I just don't think I've seen. Like, I was trying to think about this, okay? I had started to cool on worker placement games a little bit, okay? Because a lot of them, and my father's work included, Anachrony, one of my favorite ones ever, turned into a game of go get resources at this spot, go get some more resources at this spot, turn them in at that spot for points. And that's a very predictable game loop that had gotten me to kind of like, okay, I'm cooled on worker placement. Then, of course, some deck building got mixed in with some of those. I'm like, okay, these are all neat. But the way Wayfarers of South Tigris does worker placement, never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. The resources you get are based on the dice that you place. But you can change the numbers, and you can change what numbers give you. You can change how many that number gives you. If you really are hammering on a camel strategy and trying to build out your tableau to the left, have 2 dice give you 3 camels. Roll 3s and 4s, and then you got 6 camels to use. If you want to go all in on a strategy like that, you can.
And make your 2s turn into 3s, right? Or your 5s turn into 4s.
Yeah.
The mitigation in that game is insane.
Dude.
It is insane.
I mean,
Yes.
it is great. It really is.
That's my first Shem Phillips. Full disclosure, that was my first Shem Phillips game, but it blew me away. That was fantastic.
I need to I definitely need to dig back into that Viscounts rule book and teach you that one, man. It's
Yeah.
that one and Paladins are great too, but Wayfarers might be better, but there's a lot more going on.
And here's the thing: is I put my finger on why I initially passed on Shem Phillips because like the first one to come out was like Raiders of the North Sea, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Raiders of the North Sea was the first one, but yes,
Okay.
the AP just woo.
Yeah, it could get you.
All of
Raiders
us.
Raiders of the North Sea was the first Shem Phillips game.
Yeah.
That came out at a time where I was sick
Of Viking games?
of Viking games. Absolutely sick of them. Like I hated Champions of Midgard. I love Blood Rage, and stuff like that. But like I was like, Champions of Midgard, I was done. And then Raiders of the North Sea comes out, and I'm like, oh, this is a Viking game. I don't care. I don't want to play it. Not interested. Yeah, the art's cool. I don't care. Everybody loved it. I'm like, well, everybody loves Champions, and that game, I hate that game. So whatever. But no, I mean, now I'm like, holy crap, Wayfarers was great. So I now need to go back and play all the other Shem Phillips games, clearly.
Yep. And start with mine. It's really good, man. Yeah, I may pick that one up. I don't know. It's great, but it's so crunchy that I don't know. I need more of it though. I gotta play it more.
So
okay.
Hold on. K. Smith was saying that he thinks that's the second, but I think because it said North Sea in the title, or whatever.
There was Raiders. There was Explorers.
So I think because it was like North Sea and the way the art was, it gave off a very Viking vibe, and I was like, I don't care.
That was the first one. I thought Raiders, Explorers, and I can't remember the third one. All right, we're on to 11.
Okay, so I need to know is Ron Holiday still
still
in the chat?
Ron, where are you at, buddy?
My boy Ron here. Okay, so again, let me just preface this with amazing game experiences, fulfilling experiences for being a content creator, because I fully know we come into this, we are nobodies. Hey, Ron's here. Yes. Okay. So we reviewed a game that was sent to us. What's the name of the company? Ron, who did Puzzling Pixel Games? Puzzling Pixel Games did Seven Bridges. They sent us a copy of Seven Bridges. And
thank you, Wayne. It was number 2 then. I could not remember Shipwrights.
So Puzzling Pixel Games sends me a copy of this game called Seven Bridges. We did a review of it. We really liked it. I don't like roll and writes. That was a roll and write that I enjoyed, my family enjoyed, my in-laws enjoyed. I got it played a ton. So that game made an impression on me. Then Ron was somehow found us, kind enough to talk to us a little bit. I don't remember if he commented on our videos or if he reached out on BGG, but we started talking to Ron. Ron is a cartographer that lives in Brazil, and he's a baseball fan. He's a great dude. We meet. I was messaging Ron because he was at Gen Con just this last year, and I'm like, hey, dude. He'd been showing off this game, Carnivalesco, but it's only available in Brazil. I'm like, dude, that's not fair. That game looks great. I want to play it. And he's like, oh, maybe we can get together and play it. And then when we he's like, I'm at Gen Con. I'm up in this room. I'm showing off Hike It with TJ. That's our new game that's coming to Kickstarter soon. Come and check it out. So we go up and, me and Dan and Bob, we get to go up and we find Ron. And Ron just greets us like old friends, and it was an amazing feeling. Now we've chatted with him a lot, and but to meet him in person, and just one of the nicest dudes. And he brought Carnivalesco to play with us. We played Carnivalesco at Gen Con, and we're like, oh, holy crap! Bob and I are like, we must have this game. How can we get this game? It's impossible to get because it's in Brazil and there's weird export rules with Brazil. So it's really tough to get games out of there. We very briefly met TJ, but got to see Hike It, and Ron kind of explained Hike It while TJ was demoing it. And we're like, Hike It looks super cool, and we were lucky enough to cover Hike It. Mike, I think you kind of liked Hike It a little bit.
I liked Hike It quite a bit. The theme sold me.
Quite a bit. That's what
that was great.
Quite a bit. Yeah, no, we all ended up loving Hike It quite, and thankfully they had a very successful Kickstarter. Ron was kind enough to facilitate Bob and I getting copies. He made some arrangements with the publisher that we were able to pay for and get shipped to the U.S. My number 11 new to me game of 2022, and that is Carnivalesco. And I played it with my family over the holidays, and my in-laws were looking it up and like, what, you can only get this in Brazil? Like that? What? You know, because they love Sagrada. I liked Sagrada until we played Carnivalesco. I have no interest in playing Sagrada anymore. Carnivalesco totally destroyed Sagrada for me. It's a beautiful game. It's going to be coming to the United States.
It's really pretty.
So originally I left it off my original list because it was not available in the US and it was hard to get, even though I did include Comic Hunters, but Comic Hunters I played a little bit more because I got it. It was and also I've seen more people have Comic Hunters. But Carnivalesco is going to be coming to a Kickstarter hopefully in 2023, and I'm going to be promoting the crap out of it because it's a great game. It's beautiful, and Ron's a great dude and a really talented game designer. And yes, Rob, you are correct.
Make it official. Couldn't help myself.
So, no, it's all good.
Even better.
It's all good.
It's over there coughing.
Dan and Bob and I all enjoyed Carnivalesco quite a bit. We had a really good time playing it. And it actually, the amazing thing about Carnivalesco, in addition to being a really good dice drafting placement game, is just the thing that really put it over the top for me is that I've always been aware of the Carnival Festival, you know, in Brazil, you know, just because it's very showy. It's their Mardi Gras, right? But it's not. It's not, unlike Mardi Gras, which is just carnality for carnality's sake, right? And just being insane and extra. No, Carnival like actually has meaning and it's a competition, and all of these different aspects of it actually matter. And the way that the theme of Carnivalesco like just is so vital to the game. And Ron, as he was breaking down the places where we're playing our dice and everything, I was just like, my mind was just having all these mini explosions. It's like, holy crap. Like, you're not just making all of these spaces, you know, just arbitrary. This is why this needs to be this. It's like, no. It all makes sense because you are your school. You are your company's carnival, you know, parade and the presentation of that parade, and everything matters. And everything is there for a reason. And it just blew me away. And on top of just being beautiful, having an amazing theme, a theme that matters. I mean, it just checked all these boxes. It was great. And yeah, Carnivalesco has 0 dice mitigation. You are stuck with what you get. But man, the challenge and the brain burniness of it is so rewarding and satisfying and just really cool. It's a great game. And so, Ron, thank you again for helping make that happen and letting us get a copy, because we were all really big fans after we played it. And he didn't send me a copy for free. I paid for it. Like, Bob and I paid for it. But Ron helped facilitate, you know, getting us copies in the U.S. So when Mike and I talked about sort of doing our plus list, you know, the ones that didn't make the top 10, I had to put Carnivalesco on here, and it was the one I was most excited to talk about because now I know it's pretty sure it's coming to Kickstarter for a U.S. release this year. So
nice.
you guys will be sick of me talking about it, but guess what? I don't care. I'm gonna keep talking about Carnivalesco all year, especially when that Kickstarter's live, because you know that is just a game that like Hike It, we're just going to go to the top of the mountains, right? And just champion that game. Champion the hell out of that game. So
that's right.
So anyways, thank you, Ron. I appreciate you, man. You're a great dude. And thanks for what you did for us. I appreciate it. All right, Mike.
Heck yeah. Hike It was a lot of fun. I mean, it could be an honorable mention. I really enjoyed that game.
I would have left it off.
I know it wouldn't. It doesn't count. Yeah, nobody else can play it. But I am excited. Okay, my number 11. This is the only game I think, other than I made a print and play of Blood on the Clock Tower, but this is the only game on any of these lists that I played and then went and bought later on. So it had to at least make my number 11, and that's It's a Wonderful World. Man, this is such a great engine builder. I played this at the second JuliaCon this year, and we played a 7-player game. It zipped right through. The drafting is cool. The engine building is cool. Those production combo chains are just so fascinating when you plan them out accordingly. I really like this game. I bought it with the expansion so I can play it at 7. Because, again, that's another player count that is just tough to get. So when you find a good 6 or 7 player game that's got good strategy and depth to it, I buy them. So, yeah, I had to get the expansion so I could play it with 7. I really liked this one. I did play it with Rob this weekend at 2-player. It wasn't great 2 players. That's obviously why they came out with Kingdom. It's a 2-player only, so they fixed it. I'd almost be curious about
2-player was fine, but
it wasn't. It was still fine. Like, I'm not saying it was bad. I'd still play it at 2. Nice. That is a nice bag.
Dude, huge.
Yeah, so
tons of beautiful dice, great colors. Dice.
Yeah, that'd be my number 11, the only one I bought. Ooh, it comes with a dice tower.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, so
big.
are we gonna jump into some honorable mentions?
Let's run through our 10 real quick.
All right.
And then we'll do our honorable mentions.
All right.
All right, I'll go first since I started, right?
Yep.
So my number 20, Bag of Chips. My number 19, Monsters and the Things That Destroy Them. My number 18 is Imperium, technically classics, but any Imperium, any of those games. Green Team Wins is my 17. 16 is Platypus. 15 is Cult of the Deep. 14 is Everdell. 13, Planet Unknown. 12, Blood on the Clock Tower. And 11, coming in like a carnival festival, Carnivalesco.
Okay, 20, Modern Art. 19, Terracotta Army. 18, Mosaic, A Story of Civilization. 17, A War of Whispers. 16, Tyrants of the Underdark. 15, My Father's Work. 14, Coimbra. 13, Lords of Vegas. 12, Wayfarers of the South Tigris. And 11, It's a Wonderful World.
Right on. Right.
So there you go. We've officially, we have named our 20 favorite new to us games in 2022. The others you got to wait for tomorrow that we liked even better than these. But let's talk about some honorable mentions. I mean, just right off the bat, Bag of Chips is one of mine. I want to play it more with more people. I love what that game does. I just haven't played it enough, but I love it. And I just need to get Nacho Pile just because. Love what that game does. Another one that was on a list, Cora. The first time Bob showed me Cora, it was like every time I came over, I kept asking him to play it. It was like we never did. I don't know why, but it was another one of those. I played it, wanted to immediately play it again, and then just like every time I came, hey, can we play Cora? Can we play Cora? We didn't, but when that happens, you know it's a good game. I'll throw 2 Knizia games on here since I already had an old school Modern Art on here. I played Nightmare Productions, which I liked for the first time, and I played Equinox for the first time this year, which I liked.
Oh,
man,
dude, Equinox! I played it last year, and love that game. That's a game I need to buy. That's one of the ones that I played. It's like I gotta get this.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't buy it when it was on sale on Amazon. I'm stupid. It's not anymore. I actually checked today. I was like, wait, I need to check and see. Oh my God. I put it as an honorable mention on this list and I never bought it while it was on sale. I'm going to not it. Anyway. Nidavellir.
Uh-huh.
I don't like Nidavellir as much as I thought I would. I like the bidding a lot. The card drafting feels very samey. I think that's where it bogs down. But it's quick, gets over fast. I kind of like how you can compare your score each time you play. It's staying in my collection. Like, I'm not like to the point of trading it, and it did make my honorable mentions. I thought the cards would be a little deeper, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah, so Nidavellir, I just am waiting for the price to be right on that one. I want to own it, but I don't want to spend like 40 or 50 bucks on it. I'm cheap.
Yeah, Rob saying the expansion helps, and Jason said the expansion helps as well. I have Thingavalier, just haven't used it yet. So
yeah, I haven't played the expansion yet.
I bought it with that because I heard that, but I do tend to. I like playing base games a few times before I add stuff in, but now that I'm getting that feeling, and multiple people are telling me this, the next game will be a Thingavalier.
Yeah, even Jason is now getting in on those comments.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody is saying the same thing. So it's happening with my next play for sure. My last honorable mention, I'll turn it over to Tim. Nope, I lied. They're not my last because I can't leave out these other two. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Bought it earlier this year. When I knew Rob was coming into town, I was like, dude, teach me Dinosaur World. And it's so much better than Dinosaur Island for me. I really like this game. Dinosaur Island feels very samey from round to round. You're just getting dinosaurs. That's really it. And the variable workers are cool, and being able to use your own workers on your player board is cool. But it just felt like I'm getting these dinosaurs, but the dinosaurs don't do anything different, and there's really not that much to go with it. In Dinosaur World, there's a lot of other buildings than dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs do still feel the same. Now, some are more dangerous than others, but that you got to change how much security you have. But the different types of the same aggressive dinosaurs don't feel any different. But there's other buildings. There's restaurants. There's bonus buildings, and each building that you can get your Jeep to each round are the ones you can use, and you got to save your workers to use your buildings and then get your Jeep to them. And I'm like, whoa, okay. This gives me a feeling of doing something different each round. I might be going to some of the same buildings each time, but the buildings that you buy in each game, I think, are going to feel different. It's not just dinosaurs. It's dinosaurs and bonus buildings and getting workers on those bonus buildings. I like Dinosaur World quite a bit, so I'm definitely glad I picked that up earlier. And some of my favorite coins in a game, amazing coins.
Okay.
Scout was pretty cool. Not one of my favorites.
Scout would be an honorable mention. I need to play it more. I only played it like two times or whatever earlier this year.
That's my last one.
Late last year.
Yep. But definitely want to play more. Well, Tim's buffering when it was about to be his turn. Go figure. That's been the theme of the night. I'm like, all right, back to you, Tim.
I'm back. Okay, so you're done? You're done with your honorable?
That's all mine. Yep.
Okay. So my one will be from DV Games. This game came out technically late in 2022. Should be able to start finding it soon in the States. And that is Not That Movie. It's a pretty hilarious party game because you're going to get...
Okay, party game guy.
Yeah, it's me.
It's hilarious, though.
You're going to get some scrambled movie titles, and then you basically, based on a positive and negative review... Yeah, Rob, nobody. Based on positive and negative reviews, you guys are trying to all pick the same movie. And it's really a lot of fun. We will be doing a review proper of it soon. We were going to do it the other day and kind of ran out of time. But it's pretty fun.
Dan, I'll be glad to teach that game. It's really not that hard. The book is so big, it makes it seem harder than it is, but I'd love to play it again.
That's what she said. And my last one, I will say, and this kind of came as a surprise to me because this was a game that I actively didn't want to like, and I don't love it 100%. Like it's very situational for me. But it is a game that I was surprised turned me around on it. And it could have been on my biggest surprises of 2022, but it wasn't. And that's Marvel Dice Masters. I played a ton of Marvel Dice Masters because I wanted to make sure I
Throne? You mean Throne?
Oh yeah, Dice Throne. Dice Throne. I wrote down Dice Masters.
Wow, Tim, welcome to 2022.
Yeah, this game's 10 years old and dead. Marvel Dice Throne. I played it a ton because I wanted to play as every single character. To really, because if I was gonna crap on it like I did regular Dice Throne, Marvel Dice Throne has the some of the characters I actually really enjoy playing. Some of the characters it's even more disappointing because it's comic book characters that I like, and it's like I don't want to play as them. I don't like it. I haven't played King of the Hill. I have played 2v2, and I played a lot. I played 1v1, and I played as every character 1v1. So for me, it is a game that is very uneven, but I did play it quite a bit, to make a real effort to try to understand it, and really just, if I'm going to come down hard on a game, I don't want it to be an arbitrary, position. So anyways, I actually kind of enjoyed Marvel Dice Throne.
Can't blame me for this one. That game dropped before I was filming with you guys.
No one wanted to cover what?
Dinosaur World.
I don't know that Dan pushed that hard, and we might have had other things coming
No,
up.
I want to get back to some of these comments from Jason. I really want to play Nova Luna. Rosenberg abstract game. Yeah, that one looks really cool to me. Also, Jason, I have Encyclopedia on the way. It's going to be here tomorrow. I'd like to push out a review as well. It's not in the hotness, but a lot of people are talking about how good it is. So, yeah, that's one that the hype got me. So I picked it up. Speaking of Ron Holiday and TJ from Hike It, TJ also was hyping up Encyclopedia a lot. So I'm really excited to play that one.
He was.
So, all right, sorry, Tim, not to butt in, but just catching up on some of these guys' comments. Some of those games I'm really interested in.
No, I'm going to butt in on this. Okay, so my non-arbitrary position for Foundations of Rome. Let me tell you, Rob, I came into Foundations of Rome wanting to love that game. I wanted to love that game. And I was so disappointed the first time I played it. I'm like, really, that's it? And also I did get like Bob ripped my heart out of my chest, fed it to my wife and children in front of me, and while laughing the whole time. Then when I played it again without Bob, I was still just kind of like, okay, yeah, no, because when we started playing it, I was kind of like, oh, that's it. Like, okay, these are things I should love. These are mechanics that I normally like in other games. And just did not like. And when I played it again, yeah. So Jeff, I'm a Gen Xer, dude. I hate anything that's popular. If you like it, if everybody loves it, it's either I liked it before it was cool, or everybody likes it. It must be terrible. Right? That's it. That's a Gen Xer. That's what we are.
Yeah, that's what he did say that. That is on record. A lot of YouTubers loving that game too. So I bit on hype, honestly. I watched maybe a little bit of a gameplay video. I'm like, okay, dice drafting, sure.
But yeah, man. It's fine. It's fine. There, some games click with you, some games don't. Like Dan will fully admit he should love Smartphone. It does everything he likes, but he just does not have a good time playing that game. I respect that. I love Smartphone. I think Smartphone's fantastic. But
top 10 for me. Love it.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty high for me. But do we want to do somebody pitch us an IP or a crazy theme, and you and I have to come up with a game?
Why don't you go ahead and pitch the idea to our audience here?
Okay.
I have you a banner made up.
Yep, I see it. Okay, so give us a theme, an IP, or goofy idea. And Mike and I will each come up with our own version of the game. Maybe you don't have to go too crazy, Mike, because spoiler alert, your game's not getting made. But try to pitch a few mechanics on why you think that
disrespectful
game would be fun. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get ahead of it.
Limiting me like you are.
This was inspired by I think last week when we were doing our Whiskey Wednesday, we were kind of goofing around with some of this, and then it came around that Dan and I actually did almost a whole show around this where we were pitching games based on IPs that Dan and I were passionate about. And that was really fun. And I feel like Dan and I both have really good ideas for games because we're super smart. Rob, National Treasure. Okay. National Treasure. Now, I know this is gone in 60 seconds, but it's a Nick Cage thing, so we can do it, right?
It is.
Door-to-door salesperson in the 21st century. Oh my God, Trevor, that's
how did he? Wow, that's very specific.
Batman dating game. Well, look, you're dating 3 people. You're either.
Oh my God, this is already getting crazy.
Okay, hold on. So let's just start. Let's start with National Treasure. So National Treasure, you're trying to steal the Constitution, right? So I haven't played Burgle Brothers, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat and I'm going to retheme
Dang it.
Burgle Brothers. I'm going to retheme it to National Treasure IP. You are working it as a co-op. You are dodging, the different security measures. This game could also then be rethemed in a Mission Impossible, theme as well. Like somebody's playing Ethan Hunt. I can't remember any of the National Treasure characters' names because I only watched the first one. But yeah, you are trying to steal the Constitution before an AI does it. But here's the thing: is for bonus points, if you do really well, Hitman, the video game style, if you can trick the other team or the AI into believing that they actually stole the real Constitution when you already stole it, replace it with a fake one, and they think they stole the real one, and then you go back and put the real one in its place, and they're like, haha. I don't know. That's what I got. That's it. It's a co-op. My National Treasure is going to be a co-op. You are a team of super spy, cool dudes and ladies going in and making that happen.
Wow. I mean, a Burgle Brothers retheme sounds really cool.
Jumped on it quick.
But I'm just going to go with a hidden movement game. It's a 1v4, except that everybody's got bag building, not just the guy trying to steal National Treasure. No, everybody is bag building. So including if you're one of the agents trying to find them, you got these chips in your bag that will give you quicker intelligence that allows you to recognize, the surroundings, because it's like a room with a ton of people and you're trying to blend in with these people. But the more intelligence chips you get in your bag, the more likely you are to realize that, wait a minute, this guy doesn't actually belong here. Meanwhile,
so let me build on that. Let me build on that, Mike. So when you do something that's risky, you take some chips that identify you and you put it in somebody else's bag, and then when they draw your chip, they see you. Right?
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Okay, get rid of my idea. I'm jumping on your idea. Your idea wins. I'm in. I'm 100% in. Your idea wins.
You have to not only be able, you got to be able to break in, and you got to be able to pull it out, and then you got to be able to escape. Meanwhile, people are trying to get you out of there. Now, you could, if you wanted to, you can make it. Wasn't there once they got out? Wasn't there a chase scene?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
So then you follow up.
That's a module.
No, you follow up with a retheme, and it's a racing game. We're trying to get away from the feds.
Oh,
No, I'm good with the bag building. Everybody bag builds hidden movement game.
dude,
Okay,
I like it.
national
And
treasure.
you add your chips to other players' bags, and you don't want to get drawn. That's so many. If
Right.
you get spotted so many times, you're out. You're caught. You're arrested. You're out. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to this one. Okay, so Trevor, I got a good idea for this one, because here's the thing: door-to-door salesman. You got two things working against you. One, you're a door-to-door salesman. Two, nobody wants you on their doorstep. Nobody. So what this really is a survival game. So you are going door to door, and maybe you get lucky. There's the board is basically a bunch of houses. And what you're going to do is you're going up and down the street on these blocks. You can go to any house you want. It's got cards that have been, the board has been seeded with these cards. There's a few people, maybe 5 out of 20, that'll actually buy something. So you are going to, maybe you can spend some victory points to get a lead on, like, so you can look and see like, oh, this house is a bad one or a good one. Right. And, so other people can look secretly and they know, oh, I don't want to go there, because then what's going to happen is when you go to these houses, the people are going to chase you off, and maybe they just slam the door in your face, but maybe they got a gun, maybe they're shooting at you. Maybe they got a bat, maybe there's a dog in the yard that bites you. So you've also got health. So you can't run out of health. And so you got to make it through the block, and you can quit anytime you want, But the person with the most sales that has survived wins the game via Clegg style. That's my pitch for a door-to-door salesman.
Wow. That was a lot to absorb. So I want to tell you something, but I'm going to wait until I'm done with my game pitch. But Tim, remind me to come back to a point here, because I think if I mention it first, it'll ruin my game idea. So the door-to-door salesperson in the 21st century, this is a route building game. And what you're doing is you're trying to build a route from your central warehouse to reach more customers. Every customer that you can get to gives you a chance of selling if your overcoming objection skill is good enough. So you have ways that you can sell to customers. The higher you have that skill, the more likely you are to sell products to them. Well, if you don't sell to a customer, you get XP, or you sell for money. So you either sell your product or you get XP, and XP from non-sales gives you knowledge that you use. They make you better at overcoming objections. So the higher the overcoming objections go, the more likely you are to sell product at a customer's house. Mm-hmm. So you're building routes to customers. You're selling them. So you're trying to accumulate the most money at the end of the game by building routes to customers, increasing your overcoming objection skill so that you can sell them at a higher profit, or you have a higher success rate of selling more product at each customer's house. Mm-hmm. And however many routes you can get to in a round, then you'll add up your income at the end of the round and go until somebody has the most money.
Not bad, Mike. Not bad. You know what's gonna suck is after tonight, right? We're gonna do a bunch of these, and then after tonight, like 3 months from now, I'm gonna be like, "What was that door-to-door salesman game we played?" I'm gonna totally think that this is something we played. That's really good, dude. That's really good.
I'm gonna come back to that thing I was going to say before I pitched my game. I made a living as a door-to-door salesperson for 3.5 years. This was almost 20 years ago. But I did it, and I actually made a business out of it. So very challenging work. But yes, my big ass was able to talk people into letting me in their house and selling them $1,800 vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, I knew a dude that did those. My sister dated a guy
I was pretty good at it, so I did it for a little while.
He was not.
Okay, I'm going through some of these other theme ideas. We're getting caught up. Yeah, I saw that, and I don't. I just laughed. I can't even think of a game.
This is real easy. There's already a game out called The Lady or the Tiger, and basically it's sort of like a bluffing game because it's that parable of the story of the Lady or the Tiger. So where the prince knows that you're in love with his wife, and basically you can open one of two doors, and the one door is going to be the lady, the other door is going to be the tiger. So if you open up one door, you get to live happily ever after. The other one, you're mauled terribly for his amusement. So basically, this is kind of like that, right? You're going to have to try to decide whether you're going to date Oracle or Batgirl, whatever. Maybe there's Catwoman, or maybe it's Ra's al Ghul's daughter. I forget her name now. But so you gotta try to make an educated decision. It's not the most complicated game or the most exciting game, but that's my pitch, Jeff, for the Batman dating game.
Wow. I'm just gonna go cheap on this one because I'm still laughing at this and another comment that I'm gonna tag after this. I'm gonna take the cheap route since Tim did, and I'm also gonna pour whiskey. I just want to show that. I'm just gonna re-theme Fog of War or Fog of Love.
Oh, sure.
So there you go. That's the Batman dating game. It is Batman and Robin falling in love. They are questioning how deep their feelings are for each other.
How woke of you, Mike. How woke of you.
So, okay, this one here just Lost City is the card game. Okay, what else do we have?
Okay.
See, Dan threw that one out there too, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, that's not a bad idea." You got this one,
John Wick. Yeah, dude. So Hitman and Surviving. So this is the John Wick game. I'm gonna build off of a theme or a mechanic that Mike used earlier. This is 1v many hidden movement. You guys are either John Wick or you are the contracted killers to take him out. No, Mike, listen here, buddy. Somebody's John Wick, and John Wick, guess what? They just killed his dog, and he is overpowered, badass. But everybody else.
Oh no, I lost him. Come on. Come on, Timmy. Come back. Come back.
So
there you
go. I'm gonna get back into it. So John Wick, everybody's got asymmetric powers. John Wick is good at everything because he is, okay? But then all the other people trying to get him, they got their gimmick, they got their thing. It's either knives, or maybe it's giant guns or little guns, whatever. Anyway, so Spectre Ops style, you are going around trying to get John Wick, while John Wick is going around trying to assassinate the people responsible for killing his dog. That's it. And you've got to take him out before John Wick takes out all of the people responsible for killing his dog, and then gets back to the hotel where technically nothing bad's supposed to happen, right? Because it's supposed to be Switzerland or whatever, even though they break that rule. That's my pitch for John Wick, the board game.
I'm going to make John Wick the tactical miniatures game, Tim. I'm going to do that by making it a 1v2+, 1v5. You got 5 people.
He can't even get it out. His game idea is so bad.
You got 5 people trying to kill John Wick, who is way overpowered. So you have to have multiple people to take him out. Because he's got every upgrade in the book, while you've only got like 1 or 2.
I said all of that.
But you didn't make it a tactical skirmish game.
Nope, I made it hidden movement because you got to find John Wick's ass to get him.
Nope, this is a standoff. We're going at it. We found him. Now try to kill all of us. There you go. 1v many tactical skirmish.
All right, that's fine.
We'll just leave that up there. It's kind of a blanket statement anyway. No. Where were we? Sorry, which one was it? Oh no, he's buffering. That's great. Good one, Rod. Oh no. Oh, I took you off of that comment again. I'm so sorry. Just go ahead and find the comment you want. I'm hands free.
No, dude, you're good. You're good. Somebody said they like Mike's better, and I don't know which one it was. But
blanket statement.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I'm at like 10%, I think, on my phone. So,
Oh no.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
wanted to be at about 2 hours tonight. But there was a comment you were trying to get to.
oh no, I was gonna do the Haberdash, the game on that, but so hat making, right? So I would think of
That's
that
what that
along the
is.
yeah, haberdashery. So yeah, so I already win by default because you didn't even know what haberdashery was.
Oh no, I
Um,
didn't.
but yeah, no, I'd kind of make it like along the lines of distilled or something like that, where you have different styles of hats. You can specialize. You asymmetric player powers. You're better at making certain kind of hats. Like maybe I make fedoras, you make cowboy hats, and then it's a contract fulfillment thing, sort of a la smartphone. Like, well, I'm going to get these hats. These hats sell really well in the Southwest. Nobody buys these hats in the East or the North or whatever, or in Europe. Oh, snapbill hats, sure. You know what? I make really fun trucker hats for your favorite sports team. Hello. Yeah, that's it. That's my Haberdash hat game. You were manipulating the market, making the style of hats you like the best, but you could step out. So go ahead and answer Ron's question.
I sold Kirby's. I mean, yeah. I didn't go to the cities so I could knock a ton of doors. Went to the country where people have never heard of you, and you don't have to knock nearly as many.
Oh, hey, Ron, have a good night,
Tip
man.
from the pro.
That top 10 list should be real soon. I
Tomorrow
think it's going to be
should
this
be.
week. I think it's going to be this week.
Okay.
So Ron, man, it was a pleasure having you on. It was totally unexpected to see you on here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
For sure, buddy.
Okay, so my battery's almost dead. Are we? So guys, the ones that we didn't get to. Oh shit.
We can get back to the live comments though. Nice. I have 2 in this house. 2 of them. One for upstairs, one for downstairs. I still use them. One of them is so old it was made when I was selling them, which was 20 years ago. Still works great. Anyway, go. Sorry.
No, it's all good, dude. I was just gonna say, you guys save some of these ideas. We're gonna do this again. This might be like our post. This might be our post Whiskey Wednesday tradition because it's really fun just kind of goofing around trying to come up with
While some of these
ideas.
are interesting, but yeah, I don't want to lose you. Holy crap. Yes, there's so many good ideas in here.
Dude, I could keep going for another hour with these. You guys rock. Yeah, I'm gonna just start winding this.
So yeah, to make up to you guys, like the participation on this is awesome. There's some really cool ideas. I'll get back in the live chat later, so I will be able to see these comments at another time, and I'll get these written down because some of these ideas are hilarious.
And here's the other thing, dude, is like, just because my phone's dying, hop over the Discord. We can keep hanging out. You know what I mean?
I'll make up ideas all day in the Discord for you.
we can hang out in the Discord and play around there. But
yeah, that kind of, and then just to highlight some of these, like huge baseball fans you're talking to, that would be super cool to figure out.
Cubs signed
and yes, my having one upstairs and downstairs. I found one used local for like nothing. I'm like, why are you selling this so cheap? Sure, I'll take that. I'm kind of flying through these.
Like, my stupid wife bought it. I just need to get rid of it.
Yeah. He sold it to me for like $100, and it was like brand new.
But anyways, guys, Mike, thank you for another successful Whiskey Wednesday. It's been a fun list to do. Really great. Mike, can you share a link to the Discord for Nick's?
Ooh, crap.
Or Dan. Dan, I know you're watching.
Dan, if you're still in, can you help us out? Can you get our Discord share link? Nick's, I'll tell you what, if Dan does not post the Discord link for us, as soon as we end this, I'll share it in the comments of this video. All right? It won't be the live chat, just in case. I mean, I got a feeling we'll get it up for you before this is over. But
I got it. I think I got it in there.
Yeah, if he doesn't have it in the live chat, check that. There it is. Awesome. I was going to say I could put it in the comments afterwards too. Perfect. Yeah, dude, we're always chatting games in there. We look for ideas for the show in there. And you're on every time, man. So if you got ideas, we'll take them and run with them. So
Yeah, it's all just about hanging out and engaging, with other gamers and having a good time. So, but yeah, Mike, thank you so much, man. It's been a blast.
It has. I'm glad you were able to join. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to these every single week, man. You have no idea. So,
Dude,
uh,
yeah. The buffering will get better. We'll figure it out. I need a mesh router, whatever the hell that is. I've seen that recommended a couple times.
Maybe.
I don't know
Let's
what
see.
it is. So sure, sounds great.
They're expensive.
But anyways, you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for interacting with us so much. It just makes us want to do it more. So if you hate this, quit punishing yourselves by talking to us.
Yep. You guys are awesome. Again, all the comments were great. All the ideas were awesome. We will definitely try to revisit those ideas. But for now, we got to call it before Tim dies on us. So
he's not sure the link worked. I'm going to try one more time.
I'll have worst case scenario, I'll put it in the comments, not the live chat, but the video on YouTube, that comment section. It should be the only single comment on there because I'll be the first person doing it.
Okay, so the first one might have been to a specific channel, so maybe it didn't work.
Oh,
but here's a new one. Let's try this one again. Oh, it didn't work for you either, Trevor. Okay, try this one. I'm going to try to hang out. If I disappear, then we know what happened. But
okay,
let's see, guys. Let me know if that one works real quick while we're here. But yeah, otherwise, Mike will hook you up.
Yeah, in the comments section.
That would work. That would work.
Sweet.
Right on, Wayne. Thanks, man.
That's us.
You guys. So, anyways, Mike.
It's been a blast.
Oh,
for the for the board game rundown, that's Tim.
That's Mike.
We'll see you guys next time.
I figured it out eventually.
Full of surprises.